weird too, for the record, so we're on the same page. I don't want anyone to worry, okay, this is just an accessory. I've been trying to find a way to one-up the hipsters, so I had a hard cast made. The truth is I broke my wrist because I'm an alcoholic. I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, I do have a drinking problem. That'll come up later. So, ever since I broke my wrist, I haven't been getting a lot of writing done, I haven't been exercising, I've just been really unproductive. And that's when it hit me that having a broken wrist has not changed my life at all. So that's illuminating. The thing about doing stand-up is that disasters become gold. You know, like before I started doing stand-up, if something, a misfortune would befall me, my friends and family they'd show me support and sympathy, normal human reactions. Now when I tell them that my relationship is over, their first reaction is like, hey, that'll make for some great material. So the other day, my dad told me that he lost his job, and then my grandmother's really sick. My first response was, I smell a sitcom. Thanks, dementia. It kind of astounds me what certain companies find to be effective advertising. I passed the Union Square movie theater, and there was a poster outside that literally read, "You said medium. We heard large." Yeah, I gotta let that sink in. I gotta tell you that all I got out of that was that this theater hires deaf and challenged people. Like, what if we turn the tables on that, right? Like, oh, you said that comes to 15 bucks? I heard free. You could apply that to your personal life, oh, you said you're just not really looking to date right now? I understand, because I heard June wedding. Guys, I don't always trust that my bank is on my side. I went out to get some drinks the other night because that always turns out so well. And my card was declined, so I called up HSBC, and they said there were no technical errors. Now this leads me to believe that my credit card was being rejected for personal reasons. And they're like, oh, Miss Klausner, we're glad you called. There's nothing wrong with your account, and your card is working just fine. We just know how you get when you drink. Which paves the way nicely to my next joke, because that is how I intentionally organize my set. Little insight to the writer's process. Good. So, last weekend I had a rough night, got a little wasty, blacked out, as it happens, right, to people with problems. And the next day, I awoke to find all these foreign objects in my apartment I didn't recognize, and I had to look through my phone's messages and photos to find out what had happened to me the night before. And it reminded me of that movie, The Hangover, right? Doesn't that kind of sound like that? Except that I have a much better name for it. Sunday. Literally every Sunday. So you guys, ever since that show Girls came out, everyone's telling me I should have written it. Yeah, which is really excellent advice 3 years too late. For those who don't know, it's that show about a young girl. She gets cut off from her parents after graduating from a liberal arts college. Then she struggles as an artist in New York, weaving through a series of disappointing romantic relationships, just making mistake after mistake, having breakdown after breakdown. So first of all, it's a little disturbing when my friends and family are like, hey, why didn't you do that? And second of all, I'm like, I have been doing it, just no one's been filming or paying me. Yoga's a sadistic sport, right? That was a fluid transition. Who's on board? Okay, it is. Because, they create a very soothing atmosphere for you. They dim the lights, they play tranquil music. The instructor walks around speaking these hushed, nurturing whispers. But the ambiance they create stands in stark contrast to what they expect. Sparkly, am I right? Stands in stark contrast. It's because she's wearing a sparkly shirt. To what they expect of your body. I went to a class once and the instructor was like, okay, Maya, just gently sit on your mat and go ahead and lovingly take your right leg and place it next to your left earlobe. Then, while simultaneously expanding and contracting your spine, go ahead and open your eyes while keeping them closed. And as you remain seated, stand up. Or I could go ahead and kill your entire family while ground. Namaste. So not everyone should give advice. I did a show once and a friend came, which was great support. But as I was going on stage, I got a text from him saying, "Hey, be really funny." And I was like, huh. I was going to go up there actually and quietly meditate while sorting through old Metro cards, but